What's up YouTube, this is Bystanderx79 guys. Today I'm coming to you with my latest deck profile video for March 2022. And today guys, we're going to be looking at my updated Blue Eyes White Dragon deck. Now, in the last Corpus is a Battle of the Chaos, Blue Eyes got some pretty damn awesome new support. And this new support actually helps the deck fusion something more consistently. It exceeds players a lot more consistency. And I can tell you this right now, the deck is just awesome with this new support in it. So, instead of me just rambling on about how awesome this deck is now, we're jumping right into this. Alright, starting off with the monsters as always. In a good Blue Eyes White Dragon deck, you have to run 3 copies of the OG Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's an unwritten rule. Personally, I feel that it should be in the rulebook, but 3 copies, level 8, light attribute dragon type monster, 3k attack, 2500 defense. The linchpin of the deck, in my opinion. Next up, we have 2 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. I only need 2 because if you see more than a couple of copies of this card in your hand, it's going to be bricky, especially if you don't have a way to get into your Blue Eyes. That being said, you special summon this guy by flashing a Blue Eyes from your hand, special summon it to your field. Once per turn, you get to pop a card off your opponent's field. You can't attack the same turn you use the effect, but you know what? It's great field removal, and it's a free body on board, and you can go into your Xyz monsters from there. Next up, new to the deck, we have 1 copy of Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. Abyss Dragon, when this guy is summoned to the field, if you have a Blue Eyes on the field or in the graveyard, guess what? You're going to be able to search out your fusion spell with this guy, which is just awesome. The new kid in the block, 1 copy of Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. Alright, Jet Dragon is insane. 3k attack. You have 0 defense. It's searchable off of Melody. This card can be special summoned if a card on the field is destroyed by a card effect. And you control Blue Eyes, whether on the field or in the graveyard. Special summon them from your hand or the graveyard, which is huge. And while this card's in the field, your opponent cannot destroy the other cards you control with card effects, except for him. Very awesome. It gives the deck a whole range of protection, and it just works so well. You got 3 copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue. Level 1 Spellcaster Tuner. When you normal summon this guy, you can add 1 light tuner from your deck to your hand. Very useful. You can also target an effect monster on the field, discard this card, and then special summon the Blue Eyes monster. So you can actually utilize this card in conjunction with the next light tuner, which is going to be 1 of the 3 copies of White Stone of Ancients. Basically, during the end phase, if this card was sent to the graveyard, you're special summoning 1 Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You can also banish this card and return 1 Blue Eyes monster from in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. It can actually allow you to recycle some monsters out of your graveyard back into your hand, so you can actually reuse them and resummon them. So that's very awesome effects. Next up, we have 2 copies of Galaxy Spiral Dragon. I love this card in this deck because if it's in the hand or your graveyard and you control 2 more dark or light attribute dragon type monsters on the field, you get to special summon this guy out onto the field. It has an effect that can turn every monster on the field into a level 8, which is huge. For the deck, helps out with Xyz plays, also turns around and gives you a little bit of options when it comes down to the extra deck and the spice you can actually run in it. Next up, we have 1 copy of Nebula Dragon. This new level 8 here is pretty awesome. You can actually reveal this card in your hand, special summon it, and another level 8 dragon card from your hand to the field. The effects are negated, but from there you can actually just Xyz summon. And it's just a great starter play, or a recovery play if your board gets broken. So definitely a great card to have in this deck. A few other extra pieces of tech, dragon tech I'm running. I'm running 1 copy of Omni Dragon Brotor, as well as 1 copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. I just feel that these cards are really good in this deck because you can actually use Omni Dragon Brotor's effect to basically target any other dragon on the field and search a dragon of the same attribute, getting what you need really fast. We have Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, which can special summon cards out of your hand or back from the graveyard, so it's always a great card to have in your deck. For the hand traps, only running 3 copies of Ash Blossom Joyous Spring. Ash is just really important in today's metagame. blocks searches, blocks your opponent from special summoning from the deck, blocks your opponent from dumping cards into your graveyard. So yeah, it does a lot. Yeah, it's only once per turn, but you hit your opponent at the right juncture, you stop in their turn. For the spells, we're actually running 3 copies of Bingo Machine Go in this this deck now. You can search out any Blue Eyes monster or any card that specifically lists Blue Eyes White Dragon in its card text, so it makes this card insanely important for the searching capabilities. Help get graveyard plays going, 2 copies of Dragon Shrine. We do have 1 copy of Monster Reborn, 1 copy of 1-for-1, 2 copies of the Return of the Dragon Lords. Very awesome card. Brings back any level 7 or 8 Dragon type monster from your graveyard. Gets it back onto the field. And if this card's in the graveyard and your Dragon type monsters will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can just banish this card instead. 3 copies of Trade-In. While level 8's in this deck, you can pitch them and just get extra cards. 3 copies of the Melody of the Awakened Dragon. Pitch a card, and you add up to 2 Dragon type monsters with 3,000 attack or 2,500. 3,000 or more attack, or 2,500 or less defense from your deck to your hand. New spell on the blocked Ultimate Fusion. This fusion spell is insane. First and foremost, it's a quick play spell, so you can actually keep this card set on the field and then surprise your opponent during their turns. Basically, during your main phase fusion, summon 1 fusion monster from the extra deck that lists Blue Eyes White Dragon as a material. By shuffling the fusion monsters listed on it from your hand, field, and or graveyard back into your deck, you're recovering your resources, which is awesome. Then for every card used as a material, or every Blue Eyes White Dragon as you use a material, you can actually destroy that number of cards on your opponent's field. So you can actually pop 2 to 3 cards off your opponent's field just fusion summoning. Insane. Alright, I like running Vision with Eyes of Blue in this deck. For one thing, it gives you, on the activation, it allows you to reveal 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then you get to special summon any monster from your hand. So it's a free body on board on this activation, which is awesome. And then you can have another effect, which allows you to play around with your field a little bit to really get the field to the point where you want it. And that allows you to basically bounce a card back to your hand and then special summon something else. So if you bounce back, say, a Blue Eyes White Dragon, you get another special summon of a different monster. If you bounce a different monster that isn't a Blue Eyes White Dragon back to your hand, you're going to get to summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Okay, so last and final card in the extra deck is True Light. The only trap I'm running in this deck. True Light is awesome because your opponent cannot target Blue Eyes White Dragon and you're on the field with card effects, which is awesome. It does have the same effect where, like Eternal Soul, where if it's destroyed, you destroy all cards on the field, but if you have Jet Dragon on the field, it's not going to happen. Special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand to your graveyard. Okay. Or set 1 spell and trap card directly from your deck that specifically lists Blue Eyes White Dragon in its text with a different name from those that are in your graveyard. So it allows you to get into your Blue Eyes support and get it on the field ASAP. So very, very useful. Alright, now for the extra deck. We are running fusions. We have Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. Just like its effect monster counterpoint, it does have the ability to pop a card off your field. And if you use a Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon as a fusion material, you can pop up to 3 cards. Yes, you can't attack the same turn you use the effect, but you know what? This card is unaffected by your opponent's card effects, and furthermore, it's got a 45k body attached to it, so yeah, your opponent's not going to get over this card very easily, and combining this with Ultimate Fusion, you're going to be able to remove up to 6 cards off your opponent's field, which is huge. Next up, we have Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon, 1 Dragon type monster. You have to fusion summon this card out of the extra deck by using your monsters. It can attack all your opponent's monsters they control once per turn. at the end of the damage step, if this card battled your opponent's monster, you can target one trap in your graveyard and set it to use spell and trap, so you can get your True Light back onto your field. For synchro plays, we do have Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Spirit Dragon, very awesome card. Neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time, once per turn. During either player's turn, when the effect of a card in the graveyard is activated, you can negate that activation. And then during either player's turn, you can actually tribute this card and basically special summon out other synchro monsters onto the field to help build your boards or further your plays. For the synchro monsters you can actually bring out, well, you have Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. If this card is special summoned until the end of the next turn, neither player can target dragon-type monsters you control with card effects. Okay, and they cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is awesome. And then during your standby phases, you get a vanilla, you get the OG Blue Eyes back onto the field. You can also bring out Stardust Spark Dragon. Spirit Dragon can pop cards at the end phase, but Stardust Spark Dragon has an effect that can actually protect it from being destroyed. It is a level 8, so you can actually go into various Xyz plays or even other synchro plays depending on what cards you have access to. And then, of course, I am running the Miyazokin, basically, with Galaxy Spiral's Dragon's effect to modify the levels of monsters. All you need is a tuner and that card on the field. Activate this effect to modify the levels to level 8, and you'll have the requirements to get out Ultima Izoka, which is awesome. And then Ultima Izokin can actually special summon Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon when you set a card on the field. Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon negates monster effects, and it can actually power through some pretty powerful monsters, so very good. Moving on to the Xyz plays, we have number 38, Hope Harbinger Titanic Galaxy. Card can negate spell cards and redirect attacks to the cards you want them to. We are running the Dragoblean engine in this card. When you Xyz summon and detach a material, can actually bring out a couple of powerful monsters. Depending on whether you're going first or second, depends on what you want to bring out. If you're going first, you want to bring out Hard Hearth Dragon with number 100 attached to it as a material. Hard Hearth can just basically hit your opponent with any potential damage from the battles it takes. And then during the end phase, any cards that your opponent has summoned or set onto the field, they're just banished. If you're going second and you want to end the game quickly, you summon out Numeron Dragon with Hard Hearth as a material, and basically Numeron Dragon will activate its effect attaching Hard Hearth, and it will basically power itself up by the number of rank that you have on the field, and you can actually punch pretty hard. Normally you'll have discard plus Dragoblean on the field, and it'll be 9k, and most people can't really survive a 9k attack right to the face. Alright, there are link plays in this deck. Okay, first and foremost, Link Karibo. Pretty standard in Blue Eyes decks. You have a lot of level 1s in this deck, and you'll be able to basically use those Link 1s as materials, bring this guy out, tribute this guy off, bottom out attacks, be able to cause some big damage, and then bring him back by tributing off the level 1s on your field. And of course, we also have Crystron Hacker Fruitbacks. Hacker Fruitbacks, 1 tuner monster, 1 non-tuner monster, brings it out, and you can special summon out a spellcaster monster from your graveyard. From your deck to your field, which is going to be Sage. And then you can link climb into Selene. Selene will bring it back onto the field, and from there you climb into Axis Code Talker. Axis Code Talker is just another way for this deck to actually be able to clear out your opponent's field and then punch pretty hard. Guys, that is it for my updated Blue Eyes White Dragon deck for March 2022. Guys, I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Enable notifications so you don't miss any uploads. Check out the description box below. Find my TCG Player affiliate link. Help support the channel when buying your cards on tcgplayer.com. Find the invite link to my Discord server. Join the conversation. We'd love to have you. Follow me on social media, and I'm Duel. And guys, until next time, peace.